Our default as pastors is almost every room that I go into, people are looking at me for like an answer at some point in time, or like I'm going to be able to fix something. And I think that's probably true for almost all of us in this room. You know, you do what we do, and you just default into this thing where in most situations you're trying to like help people figure out something. And so when I started to think about neighboring, I started to think about like, all right, I've got to, you know, I think in the book, put on my super Christian neighbor cape, and like, where's the widow that like their fence is like going down, or where I started to look for all just deficits and ways that I could serve. And what we learned is that one of the most powerful things we can do to engage our actual neighbors is to be vulnerable enough to identify our own needs and to allow people into those. I don't have to like get in my car and drive to the auto parts store and go in there and like I have no clue of like how to buy the light bulb. So it takes them like 10 minutes to figure out to tell me which light bulb it is. And I go out to my car and I stare at it. And then I walk back in and I go, hey, could you like help me put this in my car? And then I go out there and they're like, I try to listen while they're like teaching me how to do it, which I'm never gonna learn because I'm not like mechanically inclined. And they, like you know what I do now? My neighbor who like sits out there and works on his car all the time, I walk across the street and I just go, hey, like, I need my lights out. And he goes, great. And we hop into my car and I've got 7 minutes on the way there and we walk in and he picks out the light bulb and we get back in my car and we go home and we pop the hood and we fix the light, and the whole time we're sitting there talking. And that was all sitting right out there, right outside my front door. The best thing we can do oftentimes, you don't have to get in your car, and these are little things, to borrow something. Okay, you don't have to like go and look up something online. You could actually, that neighbor whose lawn looks like 100 times better than your lawn, what if you actually like asked him what he was doing differently? Okay, I asked my neighbor, so my neighbor's lawn looks like a golf fairway. I'm right next to it, mine doesn't. And I'm like, hey, help me make sense of this. What do you do? And he just goes off, and he's just like, 10 minutes, here's what I do in the fall, this spring. And he's like, and he just gets done, and I'm just sitting there. I didn't say one word for like 10 minutes. And he got done, and I just thought to myself, that's totally not worth it. But I didn't say that at all. I said, thank you so much, like that is fascinating. And it was, it was fascinating. I was like, wow, this is so much work, that's fascinating. But then there was something that got exchanged there. It's like I tapped into something he was passionate about, that he had expertise on, and he was able to share what he like has expertise about. And there's something about that. Like real relationships are two-way street relationships, period. And so one of the best things that we can do is to not figure out how we're gonna serve in our neighborhood. It's to figure out, you know, I wonder how I can actually invite people in. And don't be weird about this. Don't like hide your shovel and go borrow a shovel from your neighbor, because they're gonna see your shovel at some point in time.